Back again. Hello, welcome. Episode 11, I want to say, if the Roottrees are dead. You know what? I'm going to look it up. It is episode 11. Excellent. Good. Cool. I'm going to go back to where I was because that's my evidence page. My evidence page just being the picture of the two photographs. This and this. Of which we've identified basically everyone, right? This little kid is probably a little Miracle Jr. So I think this is pretty much done. We haven't locked everyone in yet. We haven't locked in Eli and we haven't locked in Clancy or Edward because we're just waiting for, I think, their occupations mainly. Anyway. Oh, I know. I was going to start with something. I was going to start with two things that are completely unrelated to the game. But I just thought I'd tell you because, you know, we're building up a rapport, you and I. One. So when you upload a video to YouTube, I don't know if you know this. There's a few things you have to do, like tick off and stuff, just to you. One of them is like classifying whether it's intended for kids or not, which I say no. If you do intend it for kids, it sort of places a lot of restrictions on it. This is a sort of for everyone. I try not to swear too much, but it's for everyone. And one thing you have to tick is if you advertise anything, you have to tick a box saying this has a paid promotion in it. So I'm not going to do a paid promotion. What I'm actually going to do is unpaid criticism. For Crunchy Nut Hot Honey Crunchies. These were some limited. I love a limited edition product. If there's some novelty thing, some novelty flavor of something, like I almost never go to McDonald's, but if they release some kind of insane burger, I will go there and I'll try it. Hot Honey Crunchies are, turns out, spicy cereal. Not spicy like blow your head off, but they are spicy. They do like that breakfast cereal. No. Bad. Do not recommend. That's my unpaid non-endorsement out of the way. Second thing is, this evening I watched Sentimental Value, which was good. It was good. It's well observed. I enjoy a well observed film. But in watching it, I have finally, for the first time in my life, watched every single Oscar Best Picture nominee before the Oscars. I have watched all 10, and I'm just wanted to tell you because I'm quite happy that I achieved that. I've never managed to do it before, and now I have. Back to the game. I hope that aside was fine. Little insight into my life. Last episode you got the insight that I have a new mouse. This episode you got the insight that I hate this cereal. I'm going to text my building's WhatsApp group and ask them if anyone wants that cereal because... Anyway, free spirits. We've identified a bunch of people. We think this is Ernie and Gwyneth. We think this is Carl and Jim. And that's probably Gwyn. Jolene? I think. Isn't that what we thought? Anyway, I think that's what we thought. And then we've got this person here who we've got no clue about their name. Oh, I know what we can say about them though. Because they're over here. We think they're Edward's kid because we think they're like a child, right? And there's like a student K through 12, which I believe is American for at school. I know it means from kindergarten to grade 12, but student as opposed to in college or university. I think we'd say pupil here if you're in school. Maybe student, but student is normally like college, university. There you go. If you're not from England or Britain, little insight into the way we use language slightly differently. Right. 5 minutes in, I can stop waffling. We will figure out who this person is. We will figure out who all of these people are. Don't worry about that. I didn't have any insights about some of the things we're missing, but I did think there's a good chance that some of the obvious things that have been bothering us, like bloody Carl Rafferty, have got to be available to us. Possibly this is available. I don't know. Possibly this. Maybe not this. I don't know. I feel like Carolyn spoke a bit about... Like, we got... Where did we get Gwendolyn from? For example. If we knew where we got the word name Gwendolyn from, we can chase up stuff around that. Clark Rafferty, we can chase it. Why do we know Clark Rafferty? I think we know Clark Rafferty because we know about Jim and Diamond, right? So, my thought was, while I remembered the hot honey cereal in the kitchen and made myself a cup of tea, let's go back to where we first got some of these names and see if we missed just a little nugget of information. Because actually, where I think I have previously missed information and gone back and found it again are things like... Well, with Lauren, for example, it listed a few books that she'd written, and I didn't really follow up on that. But when I did research some of the books she'd written, it gave us more. I can't remember what information it gave us. I think it might have given us these names, or it might have given us some... I don't know. But it gave us a bit more. So let's go back to Jim and Diamond and just check. Right? Jim and Diamond. Right. Jim and Diamond. Rolling down to the city, which we have looked up. But just to double check. Right, that's the same page. Jim writes the majority of the songs. Diamond's Dazzlers. I think we've looked this up before, but let's double check. This is the official fan club. Yep, we got all this. And this printed out, I think, the picture of Wolf and gave us insight into the fluses. Yeah. We got this. Rest of their music is more folksy. Jim and Diamond continue to reach. Other albums you'll find are Cherry Tree and Sound of Laughter. So let's look these up. Okay, sure, yeah. Let's look up that in periodicals. Fine. Sound of Laughter. Oh. Laughter. No. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine though, because we can now let's look in here, because maybe that gives us some more information on some of this. Because I think it was through the periodical that we learned about C and J and D, right? Okay, Reluctant Hitmaker. That's the name of the. That's the name of the article. That's the name of the interview article. Okay, that's fine. That's not. I was like, is that a book? Is that an autobiography? No, it's just the title of the interview. C and J and D, with my cousin Clark and his ex. Clark never knew his father. No, we know about that. Clark brothers. Diamond walked in on Clark in bed with her younger sister. We know that much because that's how we've put the names into the family tree. Down underneath Clark. Bloody Clark is a liability. Clark and I have in common. He was always more interested in catchy tunes. Yeah, we know. I've been told Rollin' is like that, but that wasn't my goal. When he called me up, no, made me laugh. Yep. For most of the decade, he was a mess. Kind of said that with liability. He's much happier now. He started Rafa Tunes. He's a... Have we looked at Rafa Tunes? Much better jingle writer than songwriter. So is Raffle Tunes his jingle writing business? One of the benefits of our famous family is a massive company willing to be a client. That's how my father was connected to Roottrees. All of his old ad campaigns hung on the walls. Ooh, okay. Okay, two things. Rafa Tunes, ad campaigns. Do we know... I can't remember if we've already put his dad was an ad exec. That's his dad. Okay, double check that. My father, all of his old ad campaigns. I mean, I've even put this in the bloody notebook. But it's in the wrong... Right, it was before I kind of split them all out into... Right. Okay, 1 second. We're going to get there. Chris, Raff... where the hell are we? Clark slept with Diamond. No, not Diamond. Rafa Tunes. My father was connected to Roottrees. That's Jim talking. Not a Roottrees. Ad exec. Not a Roottrees? No, he is a Roottrees. Clark's father. No, it's Jim's father. What the hell are you talking about, Stuart? You've thrown yourself to the wolves. Jesus. Okay, no wonder I was confused. I don't know if I ever looked at this again, but Jim's father. Clark started Rafa Tunes. Clark started Rafa Tunes. It's been here all this time. I could have searched these things. Okay. Right, you are in the Elias C line. Clark Rafferty, Mary Jane Rue. No. Red herring. Red herring. Jesus Christ, Stuart, you idiot. I mean, we noticed like a couple of episodes ago that there was a little red herring by red name, but his name being red herring only just clicked. My God. Okay. Okay, that's the red herring thing. We don't need that anymore. Lauren Roottrees. Anyone else in here in the wrong bloody thing? No. Who the f is Chris Rafferty? Oh, that's Chris Rafferty. God, I can't remember why we put him there. Fake evidence. I can't remember any of this. Roottrees. Well, let's not get sideways. Let's stick with the thing we were doing, right? 1. If you're an ad exec, if you're an ad exec, then we have the opportunity to check advertising. The 3 we've got. Okay, fingers crossed. And we get to check all the spouses and stuff. Here we go. Yep. Yes, we got the little miracle. That's good. Okay, that's really good. That's really happy good. And we got... Oh my God. There's only 13 more to go. No, 23 more to go. And how many of these more to go? 6. Okay, so 50 blood relatives. That's good to know. I might have known that at some point, but now I know. Right, any spouses incorrectly placed? I don't think so. I don't think so. You're good. Okay, I don't think there's anybody I've put in as a spouse who is not gone yellow as far as I can see. So that's good. I don't know what happens. I haven't seen what happens if there's someone incorrect. Like, I've not got a spouse wrong yet. And I don't know if it just stays blue or if it actively says and yeets it off the board. I don't know. Now, let's look up Rafa tunes. Let's start with the spider search and go from there. Ooh, 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 that's good. Printing is always good. A website about Rafa tunes. Clark Rafferty LaRue's advertising firm. Oh, he changed his name to Rafferty LaRue too. That's pretty cool. That's nice. On it, there's an about page. That I mean, I thought so. I knew these guys down here are Rafferty LaRue's, or these guys are Rafferty LaRue's. We know these are two girls, I think, called Rafferty LaRue. And off. I think it's an archaic thing, but this game has some archaic customs. I say archaic, I mean like, you know, a few generations old customs of double-barreled names would be given to children whose parents weren't married when they were born, is my understanding of things. But interestingly, Clark changed his name to LaRue when he married one of these LaRues. Anyway, on it is an about page. You find a picture labelled "The inspiration for the famous Super Bowl ad campaign." Below that, there's more detail. Clark was in a department store getting a family portrait with his wife and children. Pictures, pictures, pictures. And when his wife was trying to get his youngest, Katrina, to calm down for the picture, he had the idea for the Roottrees Super Bowl ad. The photo is now in your evidence. This is good, because we know the names of the Rafferty LaRue children, right? Well, it's only slightly terrifying as an image. More the art style than the people. Clark's changed a lot. So I'm assuming his current wife. Kim, is it? Because he wouldn't have Jane on his website today, I guess. And they got two kids together, so yeah. Okay, so youngest is Katrina. Let's just shove it in the it's in the Rafferty thing. There we go. Just shove that in there. Boo. Okay, Rafferty LaRue's. Let's get that there. Let's shove them into what should we call it? Right. Oh, I can't add your little picture there. I can add your picture though. Now, youngest is Katrina, right? So you must be Jessica. You're both children, it looks like. I'm going to assume you're both still children. Let's go back just a second. Who looks... So you're shorter, so I'm going to say you're the younger, you're the older. Younger, older. Oh, and the famous ad campaign. So maybe he's an advertising guy too, just like his old man. No, not his old man. Yes, his old man. You're up here. I keep thinking he's down here because his kids are so far away on the chart. But all of these children are actually here. It just feels like these kids are two generations away from here, but they're not. It's just the sort of sloped line to account for the timeline of things. Anyway, sorry, waffling. So you are in advertising, and if you're in advertising, and I got these the right way around, which I think I did, that will immediately lock in 3 more, right? Oh, God. 6 on the bounce. Okay. Okay, cool. This is exciting. Oh, and it's not like his old man, but it's like his faux old man, Elias, who raised him like a son, or at least somewhat like a son. Okay. 3 more, and we'll get that crazy old lady back again. I wonder if we can look up Jane LaRue in the Music Monthly Madness and see if she speaks about Chris, or if they speak about Chris. I'll start with just the normal Google search. That's fine. Okay, worth a shot. But again, just searching people's names isn't normally too much. In which case, I'll go back a couple of steps. Youngest Katrina to calm down for the picture. C and J and J and D. What's it called? What's it called? This. That's what I want. Let's look up the LaRue sisters. Okay, let's look up the LaRue sisters in Spider Search. Okay. Alright, I mean, it was worth a shot. They might have been in a musical entity on their own, is what I was thinking. Oh, we should be able to get Jane LaRue in. Clark and Jane, so that's Jane there. And Diamond will be you. Yeah, we should have been able to put that in ages ago. And you are this person. Oh. And I think you're also in one of these pictures, right? Oh, yeah, you are. You're one of these guys. I just... Now that we've got a picture of old man, this guy, what do we think? What do we think? Is that our man Clark? Or is that our man Jim? It's not obvious, is it? The eyes are kind of similar. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Let's have another... Let's... Oh, God, I'm losing my mind. Losing my mind. Right. Is that you, my man? Could be. Eyebrows kind of... Nose sort of... Eyes are a bit different. No, I think... We need to click on the photo. We need to make the photo have faces on it. Where are you? Nope. I mean, I just clicked on it, Stuart. Come on. All right, let's bring these two up. I think you're Clark. Neither of them have very curly hair. But I think you're Jim. Not crazy important. And we'll see if it gets confirmed when the next thing gets confirmed. So is that everybody in this photo? No, because we don't... Bonnie, next president, Guy, Ernie Jr. Right, hang on. Hold the phone. Hold it. Hold the phone. Oh, for goodness sake, right. Okay. Just make it nice and small. Right. Here we go. Here we go. Bonnie is there. Guy is there. Ernie Jr. probably there. Caroline. We think there because she looks like the artist. Gwyneth. This one. Then we've got Gwendoline, who probably this one. Should we write her in? Let's write her in. Got my little pen. Yoink. Okay. What was her name? Gwendoline. Wow. Like that. Gwendoline. That's how we spell that. Yeah. Wet edges. That's what it looks like. Shit. Gwendoline. Like Gwendoline. Great. Question mark? I'll put a little musical note over these two so we know they're the musicians. 1, 2, 3. That's everybody here, and then there's you, and your name is not written. Clark. Where's Clark? Oh, sorry. Yes, these two. Clark and Jim. Yeah, the music. Eli M there. Sorry. The back of the photo in childish print writing, it says November. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Was it taken in November? Oh. So, if you just... Right. You imagine on the front, so I'm pretending like it's still in Affinity. Right. On the front, all of this stuff. That's the front. On the back, oh my god, I've got to stop pretending it's a decent program. Is all this stuff. On the back are all the names. That's that. I kind of saw this as a separate thing, but of course on the back all the names because they can't see them on the front. Obviously, I mean I've written them on the front, but they're not in the game. They're not on the front; they're on the back. They've all written their names on the back, and if they've all written their names on the back, the person with childish print writing is this person, which I think means this person's called November. Is what I'm getting from this hint. So let's... Again, I'm writing it in pink because I'm unsure until proven otherwise. Does that mean... That scans, right? That makes sense. On the back of the photo, and I'll do it in a slightly different order, there are lots of cursive signatures as well as in childish print writing November. And if they're all writing their names on the back, then obviously this child is not going to have as sophisticated handwriting as everyone else. I think she's written her name as November. I don't know how we confirm that other than just like sticking it in. Is there a person called November? There you go. That's the obvious thing. I think that makes sense. I'm happy with that, and I'm going to open up the Edward line. Edward is married, a non-white woman, and I'm going to stick this in. Edward's kid. There we go. That's the line of things. It suggested that Edward married someone who wasn't white because it wouldn't be allowed south of the border, or at least it said south of Philadelphia, but you know, the southern states, and maybe south of Philadelphia is where the sort of southern state divide begins. What's underneath Philadelphia? Is it Virginia, Kentucky? That's the kind of things that are there, right? I'm not great on US. I know roughly where they are, but I couldn't tell you exactly what borders what very well. So forgive me about that. It is a different country to my own. Although I do know where all the countries are. You can test me on that, apart from the tiny island ones. But that's not what we're doing today. Okay, right, we've got a person. That was a person. We've got this person here. In full. This is a full person. And if we know what Edward does, that would be another full person. And if we know what Clancy does, that's another full person, but we don't. All we know is that Clancy sent Carl to the academy to set him straight, or to keep him straight. Cool. Now, where else do we want to look? I think last episode we did quite a thorough look into Gwyn, didn't we? So I don't think... What was Gwyn's first name? Cornwall. We can look up Gwyn Cornwall. I think we looked up Guys Like Us and Christmas Mission. I don't think... Yeah, we saw that because we saw this silly little trivia. But let's double check. Yep. Nothing there. Her biggest hit was the minor hit movie Guys Like Us. It's a widely circulated picture behind the scenes, which we've got. Individual pages from your search engine. Yeah. Good, fine. Let's look up Gwyn Cornwall, wasn't it? No. Okay. And then when we looked up Gwyn Rootree over here, which we did last episode, just double checking. Just double checking I haven't missed anything. Okay, that was just, gave us all the names going upwards and a little bit going downwards. I have a child on the way, and we're sticking with Rootree for the last name, not Williams. We also plan to lean into alliteration. That's how we'll honour both of our family. So what that kind of guarantees is that this person is definitely one of these people. It didn't necessarily say that this person is alliterative, but I think I'm going to assume that's the case. But this person is the child on the way in the description. And when was this? 1958. Okay, so these people are not children. In fact, one of them's married, so definitely not children. And what's interesting, okay, so I just said the only alliterative names are Robert and Ronald. Robert and Ronald are both boys, men. And I said this person was definitely one of them. This person, maybe not. If this person is a Rootree, is the R Rootree, then these people are both R Rootrees as well. Okay, that's what I was just thinking. I was thinking these people have to be Roottrees as well. And then I got myself into a confused thought that wasn't true. And let's double check the... All right. So what we're doing, we're continuing to double check stuff we already know to find out if there were just little extraneous bits of information we could have pulled out. Let me just double check. What did we just open up? Okay, there's nothing else we can get out of here. I just wanted to check if there are any little intuition clues, numbers. And you can't see all of these numbers, as I remember now. But there are still... I'll move me just temporarily. I need to remember to move me back in. There are still a couple of things in the original Life Between Wars book that apparently are going to give us stuff. And there's a couple of things in the Revisiting the Diary book that's going to give us things. Stuff in the phone rings, amazingly, which is basically just the summary of what's happened to us in this room with our benefactor. 6 things. That's the most things we have. What's the newspaper clipping? There's 5 things in here we haven't done. Maybe we look at that. Let me put you back over here. Let me go here so I can see if I'm... Yeah, I was sort of just about brushing it, wasn't I? There we go. Let's have a look at this, and then we're going to look at this, and then we're going to look at this. And what I've realized, I think, also... So this thing down here seems to be organized by how many intuition points are left. So, I mean, you can see what I'm hovering over because it gets big down here. 6, 5, 4. This book has 2 and 1. This book has 2 and 2, and so on. So this order reflects this order. So the thing that has the most unresolved clues in it is at the top. We're on episode 11, and I've just realised that. I don't know how useful it would have been to know. So basically everything Where's the 5 pieces add? So this has no... Everything below here has nothing left it can give us, which is interesting. Have I clicked all the faces in this? Have I clicked all the faces in this? I have not. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you click the faces. That's not what the clue thing is about. This bloody Watchman of the Year thing, which we got on like episode 1 or 2, has got stuff in it. Or one thing in it. Somehow. Like, what could that be? For and about corporate leaders. Carl Root. Yeah, we know about Root. Carl's wife, Brenda. We know that. Raina, we know. Brenda, we know. Carl, Jim, we know. Ernie Jr. Maybe once Ernie Jr. is put in the tree, it'll... Second cousin, Ernie Jr. Other blood relatives refuse to fund anything other than candy. I love how it's like, blood relatives. New clothes always debuted the way the first ones did. Raina. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing in here that's like obviously sticking out. Is there anything in here? Watch of the Year. Oh, he's got maple tie because of the maple. Oh, and the pictures are in the background. Oh, that's nice. Like the actual... Oh, didn't notice that before. Nice detail. Unhelpful for now. Let's look in here. There should be 6 things we can look at. WRTO. Who drew this? The Roottrees sisters and their parents died in a plane crash on December 6, 1998. Shadowy figure appeared. Yes. Notable Roottrees. Yes. They returned with new resources. A photo of Carl's generation taken... Yeah, we saw that. You heard a report on WRTD radio. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Although... No. You can search online for WRTD radio, and we did do that. Yeah, we did that. Investigative Jazz Radio Station, which is basically what we've been doing for the last 11 episodes. Plane crash. Roottree curse. Maybe we could look more into that at some point. I'm going to write down, because I got nothing else, look more into Roottree curse. There might be something in that. Okay. I don't think this is giving us much. They claimed you... I mean, how are there 6 things in here? Oh, I don't want that. No, I want to... How do I adjust this? So I can't turn this to WRTD radio. Password. Sure. The Roottrees are dead. Sure. Don't get it. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I can't do this. I'm just checking everything at the moment. I can't also seem to escape. Right, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to ignore that for now. I don't think that gave us anything. Now, we did say about 10 minutes ago, or whatever, we were finish the thought, Stuart. We were looking over here. We were talking about, maybe not 10 minutes ago, maybe ages ago, about which areas are like left wanting. We sort of managed to do this one. This one is a bit of a dead end. These people here were sort of maybe getting somewhere. I wonder if this will actually lead us up to Clancy. Okay, let me finish my thought. Because this is an important bit of evidence, I think. I think the articles with Carolyn Morden, she did some interviews, are what gave us Gwendolyn Morden as a name. And I think, I don't know, did she say more about her as a person? Can we get a photo? Can we get nieces? I don't know. Let's start here, actually. Let's start under here. Right, we've got Sam, the obscure relative. This is all Sam stuff. Sam. Well, where the hell did I put all the Carolyn Morden stuff? Am I in the wrong section? Ah, because that's in Roottrees 1. Right, fine. Yes, okay. So under Zach Morden. Stephanie, Carolyn Morden, youngest in generation. She felt betrayed when her sister Gwendolyn, this person, and cousin Bonnie, who's over here. What did they do? How did they betray her? Brother-in-law, Dr. Wilson. It's bloody hell. Did we know this? We must have known this. Are there too many Wilsons? There were too many Wilsons. That's why. That's why we didn't put him in. That's fine. But we'll find a picture of him, apparently. Anyway. In the intro, Carolyn talks about influences. She was one of the youngest in generation, in the late teens, felt betrayed when her sister Gwendolyn and her cousin Bonnie gave up on dreams to settle for boring men. Right. I think... Yes. That's how I got housewife. So I think that was the housewife indicator, right? I just don't think I did it to both of them. That's fine. I feel okay about that. Carry on. She especially dislikes her brother-in-law, Dr. Wilson, who I cannot identify, whom she calls completely bogus. Their marriages led to double down, blah, 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 art and the beauty of women. Dr. Wilson. Are you going to be in the local Butler Times? Dr. Stephen Wilson does not have a practice in Butler County. It seems he operates out of Warrendale, which is somewhere between Butler County and Pittsburgh. He does still advertise occasionally in the Butler Times, County Times, calling himself Pediatrician to the Stars. Stephen Wilson. Okay, I think you're Stephen then. Ah, haha. Dr. Stephen Wilson is a paediatrician who practices north of Pittsburgh. Although there are lots of Stephen Wilsons and Dr. Wilsons, this one apparently found a way to game the search results as he pops up to the top every single time. His website claims he is paediatrician to the stars. The only evidence for this is he apparently was a doctor to the Roottrees sisters. Makes sense. There's a picture of him on his website as well as a picture of 3 children. It's adding up. The 3 of them look as though the photographer is holding them hostage. Regardless, the photos have been added to your evidence. There's also a quote that, although credited to his child Jason, you suspect might not be written by a 10-year-old. My dad is the best dad in the entire world, and he treats every patient with world-class care. Why am I giving them this voice? Why is everyone from, I don't know, Mississippi? He would treat your child like he would me, my big brother or my sister. Perfect. Right, let's Right, let's just shove this in. Dr. Stephen Wilson. Credited to his child Jason. That's probably it, isn't it? Yeah. All right, let's have a look at the picture and maybe that'll give us a clue. Incredible. They could not want to be here less. Absolutely right. Hostage is correct. And that was 2 years ago. Oh, there it says. Dr. Stephen Wilson's kids. The quote below, the picture was credited to Jason. My dad is the best dad in the entire world. He treats every patient in the world with world-class care. He'll treat your... Yeah, that was weird. So you are definitely this kid. Jason. And you are a tiny baby. So we got you. How many more do we need? Have we got anyone else? We got you. We could get a third kid here. Unfortunately, we don't know the names of these other kids. And I don't think we know who is the eldest. He is taller, but taller isn't always older. And once you get past a certain age, the boys will tend to be a bit taller anyway. So I think we can't place these photos on the tree yet. Apart from you, little guy. What else did we get? Wow. Pediatrician to the stars indeed. Okay. This is Dr. Stephen Wilson, self-proclaimed pediatrician to the stars. You found this photo on his website. Right, you are a spouse, my friend. Stephen Wilson, pediatrician to the stars. I think I need to just... Where did you go, Stephen Wilson? Ka-chink. In you go. Parfait. Now, why do we not have Gwendoline? Having Gwendoline's head would be really useful right now. Why do we not know Zach's bloody name? Spouse. Surely he's got to be in Business Weekly. Or whatever it's called. Business Watch. Zach Morden. Nothing really here. Son of James and Gwendolyn, grandson of Elias. Quoted as saying, Elias trusted me with carrying on the legacy and that's what I plan to do. Along with 5 pieces, our chocolate maple products are doing... Now, James. Have we got James? We don't have James. So here we go. James Morden. Pretty cool. But nothing about him, nothing about his spousey business. No. No, where are we getting... how are we going to find that? Again, we can't just search for names, but... Gwendolyn Morden. Okay, we've made a little bit of progress. Oh. If I could get your face, that'd be really good. Amazing, I can't get your... Right, Guy Hudson. In the periodical, right? Guy Hudson. You were a president. Oh. Oh, I don't think we've looked this up. I meant to look it up in the business periodical. But actually, Guy Hudson and his wife Patricia dying in a car accident. Jesus. All right, let's read this. Let's open up the correct. I think Guy Hudson is in the Zach Morden line. 1 second. No, he's in the He's in the Angelica Morden line. Okay, that's fine. Great. Let's read this then. Guy Hudson and his wife Patricia dying in a car accident. You're going in there. Now, just a quick pause. How many Patricias do we know? Patricia Jones. Okay. There we go. The story itself is surprisingly light on details due to the recency of the accident. Police reported the crash was caused by an unidentified driver who swerved in front of the Hudson's car, causing him to brake hard and veer off the interstate. Although Guy was a somewhat controversial president, foul play is not suspected. There were witnesses who reported the vehicle which instigated the wreck was speeding. There were witnesses who reported that the vehicle which instigated the wreck was speeding, swerving between lanes, cutting off other drivers, as well as for at least 5 or 6 minutes before. Wow, I'm reading this badly. Cutting off other drivers as well for at least 5 or 6 minutes before the tragic accident. There we go. There we go. One witness says it could have been any one of us who they eventually ran off the road. The aggressor fled after the accident. Police have few leads other than make and model. Guy had been president of the Roottrees company for only 4 years. Though an undoubtedly volatile period in the company's history, he and his wife had no children. Correct. What am I doing? That's right. Okay. Is that what I wanted? I think that is what I wanted. I feel like I don't remember why I searched for Guy Hudson in the first time, but oh, I did look up Guy Hudson in Business Watch. Interesting. Okay. So we've got more spouses. Unfortunately, Zachariah is proving elusive. I think I got myself confused because when I was reading that article, in my head I was thinking about Zach. And I was like, I don't think he was that controversial, but maybe he was. So I think this article only gives us Patricia, I want to say. I don't think it gives us much else. I definitely want to look more into the Roottree curse. Maybe that's what we'll do next. Because I think I've just stuck it in the meta, maybe? Yeah. We got this weird shit. Maybe we should actually investigate some of these weird things about the curse. Maybe the curse is... I mean, the WRTD News gave us the curse. Maybe it's not just something that's meta. Maybe it's going to give us some more stuff. Stolen photo. Yeah. Okay, that looks like something we're going to have to look into next time. We did well. We got 6 up front at the beginning of this episode. I kind of started to get a little bit sticky in the back half of this episode about making progress, but it's never one continuous smooth line. We've got a few things in. We've got some more spouses in. And I've got a plan for next episode, which is to delve into the curse, maybe. We've got this definitely not cursed child. We've got 2 children actually. We got probably November, and we got Jason. And as soon as we get, you know, Gwendolyn's face or your job or something like that, we'll have another 3, which will be exciting. But that'll have to happen in next episode, assuming we can make it happen. Thanks again for watching. It's been fun. I've been enjoying this. It's interesting. It's hard when you don't have something to hook into. But then once you do find a little something, it gives you enough to start chasing up thing after thing after thing, which is kind of what happened at the end of last episode and into the beginning of this episode. We sort of got ourselves into a little bit of a domino effect of unravelings, to mix a few metaphors. And hopefully that'll happen again next episode, where I will see you, hopefully, and you will see me. I just heard footsteps behind me. That was weird. Hopefully you didn't see anyone there. Goodbye.